I think it's so she can jump from there onto Ted as he walks past.
Oh, poor cats. Oh, well then, let's get this show on the road. So welcome everybody to Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, week number 45.
Oh, yes.
I know.
I actually did a bit of backtracking, by the way.
Yes.
Oh.
Last week was technically the 1 year anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when you were like saying like, oh yeah, 8 weeks and stuff like that. I was like, I'm sure we started back in January.
The one-shot weeks, the break weeks, Christmas break and everything else, we would have been at week 53 this week.
Wow.
That's the shocker.
That's so cool. Like, we've been together for a whole year.
Together forever.
I also find it quite hilarious that technically this is the 1 year anniversary week, and it's the original 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Edwin and Lutzi are not here this week.
No, Lutzi's off on Carnival and currently recovering from what I'm guessing is a massive hangover.
Oh dear.
And Ed is being a big girl's blouse and saying, I've got a cold.
Hey, he went out into the snow. He knew what he was getting himself into. He needed more he needed more pay for, like, stuff. Well, like, just general
Yeah, he
stuff.
wants more pay for Morden Caden's Tome of Foes, which is what I've also pre-ordered.
And, you know,
Hey,
welcome back. And he's, like, willing to do stupid stuff for it, which means going out into the cold and working there.
I did stupid. I
putting his health at
working
risk.
today, but nope. I went in. I helped the shelf out. I had to prepare a whole load of meals ready for Valentine's Day.
You were working more or less indoors.
No, the heating wasn't on. It was freezing in the kitchen, even with the burners on.
Oh, fair enough. I have no idea what your kitchen's like, so...
Cold. Very cold when the heating's not on.
Well, I'm sure Edwin will recover sooner or later, and he'll be on top form.
We'll be fine next week, and we'll have bands about it. So, anyway, quick recap for everyone. You guys have been out in the Elvish lands looking for the blue dragon Azulon, who had been missing in action. Along the way, you came across his brother, the white dragon Shiromengami, complete with his sorcerer host body, who gave you guys just a little warning of go away, leave him alone. He's quite happy on his own, as is Azulon, who's currently in his care. I'm trying to think what else now really revolves around you guys at this point. You dealt with Jin Sakuna and his hat problem.
Yes.
His debts are now all agreed upon and set clean. And I believe you guys are now just hunting down Shiromengami, and you decided to go to a village north of the city of Sakura, which I will now highlight for the audience at home.
Yeah, we were trying to look for Azulon.
Yes,
like,
but you're looking all the way into this north little village, which is now currently our tabletop for the evening, which was retcon slightly from last week, but only because doing villages in Roll20 half the time doesn't work. I can never get it to work, put it that way.
Oh, pet.
So, without any further ado, you all, as I'm going to turn down VLC because I think the music's a bit loud. There we go. So, for you all, as you approach the village, even though it's the height of autumn / summer, getting between that time of year, so it should be warm, it should be beautiful green, and some leaves are now starting to go into their early autumn colours. It gets colder and colder as you guys approach the village, to the point that you can see your breath on the wind. You can feel the chill down your spines, and as you get to this village, it's snowing. The houses themselves are destroyed. Some of them are been completely obliterated by what you would reckon would probably be a strong wind or something like that, you know, completely toppled over or roof blown clean off. And the general atmosphere here is ice cold, almost arctically cold. But you trudge on, going from snow that's not really all that bad to the point where you guys are at now, where it's about ankle deep.
Or in my case, knee deep.
Yes,
Yeah.
in Halfling's case, knee deep. It's becoming quite a struggle to wade through. But these 4 houses around you are the only ones that are remarkably left standing. From what you can see, like this one in particular, like half the roof is clean, missing from some sort of strong wind or weather event that's caused all this snow to fall.
I don't remember what I'm doing. Sorry, I just realised what I forgot something. I log into Roll20 and actually have it open.
This is a wonderful description. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, Roll20. Gone are the days when people have that problem.
Tom, it does how to play the game.
After a whole year.
Yeah,
after a whole
where
year.
I am.
Yes.
Well, to be honest, you could probably get away with doing a whole session without needing Roll20. Be an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
No
We've
Roll20, solely
Steam
us on face cams and going off what I have in front of me.
Oh God.
Move left, right, 4 steps, 4 places. Left, right, left, right, left.
Oh
You
god,
sunk
right,
my
those
battleship.
old CITV phone and things. Anyways, what do you guys want to do
Nightmare!
in the snow
Nightmare!
and the
We could do it
cold?
like Nightmare!
I get the reference. Anyways, sorry, Brian. You were saying.
I was going to say, what do you guys wish to do at the snowy village?
Why were we here
Snowball
again?
fight!
You are here.
Wasn't it
looking-
Ed that wanted to bring us here?
We were looking for Azulon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone need embody the.
Can we scry on him?
You did try to scry him last week, but your scrying failed, if I recall.
Find object. No, we can't do that either. Well, I suppose we could knock on some doors, but I'm guessing that this village is pretty abandoned.
Well, you can give it a shot.
All right. Let's go and yeah.
Just let me know which house we're going into first, and I shall give you a description of the house.
All right. So which do we go? We may as well go to this one here, like, because we're close to it. So, if everyone's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
We
way,
should.
Okay.
either way, or fearless leader.
As you enter into this house, you can now see the full internal extent for the damage yourself. The top half of the roof is completely missing, roof joists and all. The inside is cold. There are icicles going almost horizontal across, making it like a sheet layer on top. And inside you can see a few elven bodies huddled right in the back corner of the room, about there-ish. Frozen, almost as if in shock and in fear of what's transpired.
Yeah, they're
Are
flashing
they alive, or are they literally frozen, like ice?
Oh, they are
frozen?
ice frozen, they are blue,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
I would like to do a medicine check, like.
To see how they died.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just
Well,
laughing. Zeus is tunneling through the duvets.
Oh, God damn it.
She is
From
attempting to
your
escape.
medical analysis, Trim, you'd probably gather that they died of frostbite or just the extreme cold shock of being stuck in a block of ice.
I'm afraid I have bad news. They're
Shut
dead.
it. Shut it.
God damn it, Jim. I'm a halfling, not a medic.
Alright. Alright, let's look through the other buildings. Like, which building should we look through next?
Have they got anything decent on them that we could potentially relieve of their mortal souls?
I'm just gonna pretend I did not hear that and look through the other house.
Jin, if you want to go treasure hunting, you're more than welcome to.
Oh. They're not requiring anything.
That's not the point.
Oh, well, we've looted plenty of bodies and houses, haven't we now, Trim?
Jin, as you're routing around the place, You find 11 gold pieces in all.
6, worthwhile.
And beyond that, not a whole lot else. And while Shin's doing all that, Trim, as you enter this home, next one up, this one has been completely removed of its roof entirely. The other one only had half a roof left, this one's all gone. However, there are not really remains as such, like frozen in the snow and in the ice. These remains seem to have partially been dissolved, as if by some sort of acid. You can see part of the face has been melted away. You can see some of the cheekbone poking through the already faint elvish flesh.
What the heck? Okay. I'm gonna roll a Constitution Savings Pro if that's alright.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing to not throw up?
Or at least not feel nauseous or not throw up.
No, it's fine. You've been in enough battles. The look of an obliterated corpse is not new.
Okay. I leave the house and I tell the others, like, okay, I've seen some people in there who's had their faces dissolved, like something acidic has been thrown on them, and that.
Well, obviously, whoever it is has been and gone. I don't know whether it's worth checking the other houses for any clues. I guess it might possibly be a dragon.
Possibly, yeah. Let's go look in the other houses. Okay, we can look in. What shall we
Do
we may as well.
Leonard also pointed out it's kind of weird to have acid dissolved bodies and frozen corpses, but a dragon seems a bit too extreme for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, dragons don't tend to dissolve bodies with acid. It's normally burnt to a crisp. Barbecue.
Well, or whatever.
Well, the only dragon
scales.
we thought was Lilith, pointing to the gauntlet. Like, she was fire-based, but then you've got a black dragon, we know a blue dragon, we know a gold dragon, we know quite a few big, powerful dragons. I highly doubt we're short on draconic knowledge. But anyway, carry on, Trim.
Yeah. Well, I'm just entering like this house here.
Okay. This small farmhouse has thankfully got its roof intact. The joists themselves, when you look up at the ceiling, they're cracked and bowed under the pressure involved, but they're holding for the time being.
Okay.
Currently, there are no bodies present. The house itself still is ice cold. All the any window frame or anything has been blown in. You can see the snow has been drifting in through the window. A few icicles are hanging down. You can also see what looks like a few mouse or other small vermin footprints are in the snow sort of cave in, where they've come in and scurried around for scraps of food, whatever, and scurried back into the holes. At least being in here, you're not in the full draft of the winter snow.
I'm gonna make a perception check in this house.
Mm-hmm.
27. Go me.
Nice. What were you looking for specifically? Describe
Just
what
any.
you were looking for.
Just any signs or evidence of the culprit of the acid and freezing deaths.
In this room, you find nothing of that nature. The majority of the house itself is altogether just fine. It's just like snow's been blasted in where it's all cold outside. But there's no sign of acid marks. There's no sign of, besides like the snow and the windows being blown in, ice damage of that nature. There's no bodies, nobody huddled in corners or anything like that.
Okay, I would like to quickly make perception checks in the other two houses that I've already gone into, if that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. So, yeah,
So for the first house, the one with the natural tension, which I'm guessing is that one.
Yes.
You discover that the icicles themselves all seem to be going in sort of a that-wayish direction.
Okay.
So going from one corner to the other to make this ice sheet. The same with the ones here, they're all sort of going in the same direction. So if it was an ice attack of some sort, it's all going one direction. So it's quite almost like a wave of ice that hit this entire village.
Okay.
Whereas the acid damage was like going the opposite direction.
So do you think two people had a fight then, maybe?
Seems like it. Very much seems like it.
Okay.
There's still one building left to check.
Right.
Powerful enough to
Brace yourself.
do something like that.
What was that, Tom?
I was saying, do we know anyone powerful enough that might be able to do something like this?
Prime Dragon, Cranbrook.
Why do you say Cranbrook?
Cranberry sauce!
Because it was the only other mage we knew of.
Although, didn't he say that there was at least 50 odd of his followers around?
No, we wiped pretty much all of them out. Except one.
Starts counting.
When did we wipe them all out?
We wiped more or less all of them out,
Going off like the kill count from the Cranbrook arc, I think you guys hit about the 50 cult follower mark.
Alright. Alrighty then.
So you did essentially wipe out Cranbrook as a cult.
Anyways, I've gone into the last house, and I'm gonna make a perception check. Okay.
Not your best roll of the evening, but it's passable. As you enter in this small building, the largest of the buildings, this seems to be like the village hall or general sort of meeting place for these people who used to live here. The roof itself is intact and fine. There's a couple of holes where obviously some acid or something is melted through and sort of melted into the floor. There's an icicles now forming in the ceiling. Tables and chairs have been thrown about. There's papers everywhere. The path is ice cold and seems to have almost like an ice explosion in it at some point. And inside you find a tiefling of all races with very short stubby horns, not very profound, huddled in blankets, shivering cold, mumbling to himself in a language you do not understand.
Guys, I go outside and say, guys, there's a guy in there. I think it's a tiefling. He has horns. No, I know that, but he seems cold, and I don't know whether we should help or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I say. Why is Leonard and SteamedChu so small icons? They're just thrown inside. Well, obviously we have to go and see what we can do for him, young Mistress Trim.
Approach with caution.
So I'm the spearhead, essentially.
Can I just have a skirt around the building, just make sure that it's, all looking kosher?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're scooting around the building. Going around the building, it all seems fine. You do find evidences of like struggle and powerful magics being used, like the back end of the building, especially around here at the top end. You can see acid splashes, scorch marks, frozen explosions, even a ball of like greenish goo that's been frozen solid now is currently sat in the snow. It's like a giant spike mine, which is rather interesting. But beyond all that, the exterior of the building looks secure.
So it's not an obvious trap that
No.
I can perceive.
Nope. As far as you can tell, it was a fight of some sort out here. And that might have been what resulted in the rest of the village getting wrecked.
Okay. I suppose we should go in and see if this tiefling needs any help or something.
Hello. Yoo-hoo.
Cooey!
That was going to happen. It's always going to happen. The first time I
Some
died,
brown sugar.
okay, so you guys
yeah.
go in, you can see the tiefling as well, the short horns huddled in blankets.
Hello?
Yeah. He's shocked at your approach. Who are you? You with him? The white one?
Okay. Let's all calm down. We're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, he's not scared of us in particular. He did ask if we were with the white one.
We're
I don't know who they are, but clearly we're not.
we're not with the white one. We're not going to hurt you, okay?
Oh, prove it. Lay down your weapons.
Alright. And I lay down my mace, my dagger.
What about Arcturus?
I would keep that on you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep Arcturus in the bag of holding.
I'm
And
just going to lay down my visible weapons, as in I'll go put my bow down, not take off my quiver, and I'll go put my rapier down, but obviously everything else is a little bit hidden out of sight, just to be on the safe side.
Also, you have your fancy new weapon.
Yep.
okay.
Alright then, Judith and Leonard just hold their hands up and take 2 steps back. They don't want to get involved in this.
Alright.
There we go, we'll put them there.
Alright. We're unarmed.
Oh,
Okay.
fine. Who are you with and why are you here? Can you just leave me alone?
We're just a group of adventurers. We're not aligned with any particular thing. We just want to know what happened here.
Make a diplomacy check for me.
So persuasion.
Persuasion, yeah, not diplomacy. Sorry,
Ah,
I'm
it's
on
gonna
old
go
rule set mode.
badly. 11.
That's what the others said as well. That's what they all say. We're not allied with anyone, and then before you know it, you're being coerced into doing something stupid. And he starts getting really twitchy and starts backing away from you all and starts saying to himself, "Shut up! Shut up!"
Who else is with you? Can the other person that you're speaking with talk?
There is no other person, it's just voices in my head. They never shut up. He never shuts up. I think it's a he. Hang on.
Sorry?
Hang on. I need to refer to my own notes for a second. Yes. Yeah, he never shuts up.
Who is it that doesn't shut up, if you don't mind me asking?
He doesn't want to say. Never says his name. Just keeps telling me titles and reasons and
Alright. What do we do? Okay. Oh, guys, what do we do?
Well, if you want, you could try another persuasion check to try and calm him down. Or an intimidation check or something like that.
I would like to try another persuasion check.
Go for it.
Oh, for frick's sake! Guys!
Persuasion, I can do that. Let
Yeah.
me load the sheet. There you go.
Oh, very nice. Managed to persuade him forward a little bit. He says one of his titles was Usurper. Shut up.
Okay, that was one of Cranbrook's titles.
Wait, what was the word again?
Usurper.
Usurper.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I remember that being one of Cranbrook's titles.
If you want, you can make a religion check, and I'll tell you what usurper means.
Maybe a history check.
History or religion, but the DC is lower for a religion check.
I'll make a religion check. God damn it.
You
Okay.
have no idea.
I'm going to etch my beds and go history. Oh shit, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Tom, you've heard of the usurper term before. Not only has it been used for Lord Cranbrook, but also for certain sorcerers aligned to the Bronze Dragon. I think it was bronze.
Bronze.
Sorry,
Would
copper.
I mean, a copper. I mean, me as a player knows what the copper dragon is, but it's like, oh, but the character wouldn't know. Gosh darn it!
Well, you do know, you just can't remember it at this point in time. Like, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, he's stressed out as hell. He's getting really schizo.
Okay,
He might even lunge
Is
out
it-
at you if you're not careful.
all right. Is there anything that we can do to help you at all? Like, do you need us to build a little campfire, keep you warm, or just stop the voices at all?
Just make the voices go away. Make him shut up.
All right. All right. I'm going to do something, but I need to come closer to you, all right? I'm not going to hurt you. I think I can do something about it.
Okay.
I'm just going to slowly approach.
A persuasion check as you approach.
Oh, God damn it. It's going to go so bad. 11.
He seems to let you get close. He's holding onto his head like he's got a massive migraine.
And I would like to cast Greater Restoration on him.
Okay then. You cast Greater Restoration on him. His eyes roll into the back of his head. And he seems to go into a nice deep sleep.
Okay.
He starts mumbling in his sleep and everything else, but he's also snoring and stopped twitching and being all...
What is he
Skitsy.
mumbling? What is he mumbling? That's
what
usually-
languages do you all know?
I
Well,
only know Elven and Common, so...
Name Alvin and Common. Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
Royal
in which
Fox.
case then, none of you can understand it. It's a language you don't know.
They can't
I-
trim cast tongues.
well, I didn't cast
Tongues
tongues
allows her to speak.
Well, the
And
and
other
can't
hear
understand.
spoken language.
Oh, is it here as well?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what she did when she stood in the room with me and my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. My apologies.
Just cast
I
it
keep
before you
thinking
went in.
tongues is only the one-way thing.
I
There's
mean,
also,
I
obviously, I was about to say Dorothy and Leonard see it as well. You know, they may not be here in players.
Yeah, no, but again,
characters.
I've looked at the character sheets, even they don't know the language.
Okay, that's all we want to know.
It
Yeah.
is a very specific language of a certain race.
I didn't cast tongues on myself at any point, so even if I wanted to, I just can't. I mean, he's still mumbling in his sleep, right?
But
I mean,
in your sleep, you're in a little less control. So if he was possessed, it's more likely that the person possessing him would be a bit more louder in a semi-conscious or conscious sleep.
Well, I mean, I can lip read.
Yes, but you also need to understand the language.
Language, yeah.
All right,
And it's like
okay.
trying to lip read someone who's speaking in Portuguese and you don't know an ounce of Portuguese.
Okay, then I'll.
You can pick
Okay,
out
Alan.
some some words, but they sound wrong.
I will then...
On a comparative scale, like, sticking with the Portuguese thing, it's like, you know Spanish rather well, but some of the Spanish words are a bit different in Portuguese.
In that case, I can cast tongues on I can cast tongues on one of you if you really want to. And I can cast tongues on myself or one of you. It's entirely down to you.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't. I'll cast tongues on myself for ease, because then I can also lip read as well.
Okie dokes.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of everything else, he's speaking in Infernal.
Me as a player thought so. I was like, Infernal, yeah. But carry on.
Yep, it's the Infernal, the language of tieflings and devils. But to his lip reading, he's mumbling to Akanagi, like, no, don't hurt them, they're fine, they're friendly. They are our friends, our allies, let's not get involved.
Okay.
It's down to, if you want to fight them, I'm not going to stop you. I can't really stop you. But I think they're here to help.
Okay.
And then it switches this whole back and forth conversation of, help? What do you mean help? They're not here to help us at all. They're here to take us away. They're going to ruin us. All the hard work that I have done will soon be unraveled by all of this.
Okay, and...
Miserable, pathetic worm.
Alright,
And it's getting quite a heated back and forth argument.
Okay. I relay all this information back at the others, like saying, like, guys, it seems like he's talking about... He's not possessed as such, but he mentioned the name Akanage, or the word Akanage, and saying that I'm begging them not to hurt, I suppose, his friends or family or something, and saying that they're friendly and, like, there's some kind of plan which would be, like, all for naught if like, I don't know, it was very... This guy has some issues.
Yeah.
Very...
Well, I would say lay him to rest. I don't mean kill him.
No.
I just mean... What, he's asleep now?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
I would say it's best to walk away.
We can't just leave him like this. He's completely vulnerable, and we can't leave him like this. Not like that. It sounds like he's been through some really bad things. And maybe he can help us. And maybe he can show us where Azulon is, or whoever Akanage
if we
is.
can get any sense out of him, which I don't think is gonna
happen with the fact that he's speaking a language none of us understand.
Well, I mean, I can cast tongues, like, at least 2 more times. I can cast tongues on, like, at least one of us or whatever, like, 2 more times, I suppose, to understand him if he... And maybe when he wakes up, he may speak common, I don't know.
I mean, it's a really weird thing, but maybe if we did attack him, whoever's inside his head might come out, or it might swap to that voice, you know, like Veridis does.
Through at that point, it's like, there's a problem with that. Sorcerers tend to be rather strong.
Mm.
I mean, look at Shiro Mangami. I mean, he snuck up on us without trying. He silenced me without really trying. if he's another sorcerer, another prime dragon, we've got something to worry about. I'd rather not fight another. In fact, heck, Lilith decapitated someone with a swing of a warhammer.
Which brings you back to my original idea of leaving him.
No, we can't just leave him. Yeah, I mean, we can't just leave him like this.
Against Ebenrath, our ally list is rather small. 2 prime dragons against 1 who is unsealed and unbound.
I'm obviously in the middle of both SteamedChu and Trim here. You know, I fear that, given the name that he was uttering, the usurper, obviously we know, or I've explained that, obviously, the history check behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, yes, we could walk away, but we do need as many allies as we can for the forthcoming interjection. So maybe if we do help him, but with the utmost precautions, just to be on the safe side, if you know what I mean.
Alright, well, I mean, this building is pretty secure for the time being, so we could set up camp and maybe keep an eye on this guy until he wakes up, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. And this time I'm taking charge of putting a watch on from what you've described about last time getting snuck up on. Can't do it.
Do we have ways of alarming said campsite? I don't think we do.
No, but we can do a watch, two-man watch at any time.
You and SteamedChu don't need all that much sleep. Durithal will need a full round of sleep. Leonard needs a full 8 hours.
Yeah, but if you do it on rotation.
Yeah, you can do rotation over your watches, that's fine. But it's more the fact of 2 of you can do a 4-hour snooze and be fine. Everybody else needs double that time. Because they're mortal and have a very short lifespan. Anyway.
I'm trying to think the logistics of that would be... Someone needs to sleep now. 2 go on rotation, and 4 hours later, those 2 go to sleep. And me and SteamedChu continue on for another 4 hours. And then I
can do first watch if you want.
Well, if it helps to settle you all guys and put you all at ease, your watches go completely fun and uneventful.
Okay, perfect. That'll do.
You get your full 8 hours, all your spells back, all your hit points back, yada yada yada, all the usual rigmarole.
Yeah.
Your tiefling friend has been asleep this entire time. Whatever you guys wish to do with him, he doesn't disturb him, doesn't wake him. He continues this back and forth infernal conversation until you all awake the next morning and start chewing into your trial rations for the day and discussing what you want to do. He gets up with a bit of a heavy groan and a heavy sigh and sort of rubs the back of his neck to the point you all quite audibly hear the snap of it going sort of back in place.
Hey,
He starts adjusting himself and he takes the rags off that he was covered in, and you see 2 beautiful bronze dragon wings emerge from his back.
Oh.
And his voice has entirely changed. It's gone from this meek, timid voice to quite deep, resonant, very confident, silky smooth voice, which I sadly do not possess.
Oh, don't. Oh, lies.
Oh,
Lies.
That's so much better. Oh, he'd been
Go
awake
on,
for
Brian.
days.
Seduce us all with your great voice.
I'll certainly try, dear boy, but that feels so much better. He'd been awake for weeks. You have no idea how hard it is to keep a mortal body in good shape without a decent amount of sleep.
Hi.
Good day. I don't suppose anyone has decent meal for me, do you? I mean, body with two souls in it does tend to burn through the calories somewhat.
Okay, just to confirm and clarify, as I get my food rations out, sort of thing.
Ooh, I say, peanuts.
Are you one of Prime Dragons at all?
I am indeed, my dear. Depends on who is asking. Introductions first. It's always introductions first.
Okay, well, I'm Trim, cleric of Io, cleric of your dad, I suppose. And everyone, did you want to...
This is Jin. He's a thief. Dorothil, he's a monk. This is Leonard. He fights things, and I have big boobies. There we go.
So, madam, you are, I'm guessing, a bard, and the tall, strong man over there with the resonating essence of my sister is some sort of a paladin fighter weirdo.
As far as I know, I haven't actually spoken to him this whole journey, funnily enough.
It's going to become this very meta moment later on down the line where you two are going to finally have a conversation, but it's going to be like a full-on throwdown.
It's literally going to be the last
like a weird
episode.
Dragon Ball Z moment when people realise that Vegeta and Piccolo have never actually fought throughout the entire series.
Oh.
It's either going to be a full entire throwdown or a sudden fit of passion.
No. You know that I have a thing for soldiers.
But anyway.
Anyway,
my manners are terrible. My name is Akanagi, and Copper Prime Dragon. Son of Io, master of all things. Knower of many. Practicer of much. And the humanoid fleshy form before you is some chap who calls himself Ignis.
Oh.
It's not very good form, I admit, but I quite like these tieflings. They have a sense of style and panache about them.
You've been saying Final Fantasy again, have you, Brian?
No, I haven't, actually.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Akanage. I don't suppose you know anything about what happened to this village, do you?
I sort of do, and I do apologise about that. You see, me and my sibling got into a bit of a scuffle. Hence my friend's apparent shock. We had to trade places rather abruptly. I think it left him a bit fatigued.
I think he left him a bit more than fatigued. I think he was traumatised.
Well, it's a thing we sorcerers can do. It's not really well documented, but if we wish, we can fully take control of the host without their permission.
Alright then. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're going to say something.
No.
You sure?
Yeah?
Okay.
Still, you've come and sought me out. So why have you come? And why do I get the essence of my sister Lilith about you? Looking at Leonard.
Well, we'll explain about Lilith in a moment, but I'm going to assume that you and Azulon had a bit of a fight.
I wasn't Azulon.
Shiroi Megami?
Yeah, it was me and Shiro. That's right. Upstart little bugger. Did you know he's the youngest?
Oh, he's got the hand syndrome. Yeah, don't worry, you'll get that reference if you've watched Frozen.
Oh, Daddy, could you give me the power to spawn a Tarrasque so I've got an epic beast to track down and hunt? no concept of what he's doing.
All right. Well, we were also looking for one of your brothers, Azulon. I don't suppose you know where he is at the moment?
Oh, Shiro kept taunting and boasting that he had him in his bloody cave somewhere. Wouldn't tell me where, that he's got the flesh sack that he's hiding in all nice and tidy. I just think he wants to be left alone, not have his toys taken away. Oh,
Well,
I say these raisins are delicious.
well, I'm glad you're enjoying that. But okay. So, as far as we know, Azulon is fine because we came across your brother Shiro, and he's pretty much instigating a war just to line between two clans, just to line his own pockets.
Oh, but that's what he does.
And
He said he doesn't like his toys taken away from him. He's
Which is-
literally playing toy soldiers.
The young lady understands. Obviously, my dear, you must have some sort of a younger brother in the family.
Oh, no, just me. I'm the one who plays all the war games.
Ah, Daddy's little princess.
Yes.
Um,
Well, was. That's
well,
a different
Don't
story.
believe it for a second, my dear. Your father is quite clearly lying.
Anyway. Trim.
yes.
Gonna get round to asking those questions?
Well, I mean,
Well,
If-
you have yet to answer one of mine, so quick pro quo. Why do I sense my sister here? Last I
Okay,
checked, she was in
so-
a cave underground having the biggest hissy fit of all time.
well, we heard from your other brothers, Azulon and Umbreon, that Lilith was in Moradin's anvil in the Dwarven Kingdoms, so having a bit of a tantrum and was raising a kind of army of half-dragon hobgoblins, and she was unsealed, like she didn't seem to have like a human host or something along the lines. So we were sent over to the Dwarven Kingdoms to calm her down and also retrieve Aurelian while we were at it because she held him captive. And basically, your sister is sealed in some braces with her own scales because we have a bit, as Dorothy would say, surprise, you have an 11th sibling.
He's alive and well and flying over somewhere.
And his name is Ebenrath.
You know?
I was hoping to keep this a secret for a little while longer, but
All
Fine.
the other prime
Trim.
dragons didn't. Yeah, it's just all the other prime dragons didn't know.
yes, because I removed the memory of the event. I had to. I had no choice. Ebenrath did something. I don't know what. He'd actually always been there, just not as powerful as we were. Maybe it's because he was the youngest sibling of all, but still, he did something to all of us. Turned us from divine creators and divine life-givers into monstrous creatures. This temper tantrum was no accident. That was Abinrath twisting her mind. Shiro's obsession with gold and coinage, that's also his doing. And when we essentially sealed him in his own bones, I had to remove the memory from my siblings. Wasn't proud of that. And neither was my sister. But we agreed. She cast the magic and I kept the secret. They all forgot. And they call me usurper because of it.
Okay.
Now, this has put me in a rather foul mood.
Okay, Trim.
Have some raisins.
Well, what do I say? What am I supposed to
I
say
would
to...
say let it be. Don't ask any more questions.
Well, if you're willing to join us, we're going to try and sort out Shiro.
And
Yeah.
check on Azulon.
Yes.
Very least.
We could do with a sibling who knows their brothers. If you're willing to join us.
I suppose that could be arranged. I could do with a chat with my brother, violent or otherwise. Very well then. I will consider this a temporary alliance. And then we are going on to sort out this mess.
Okay.
Alright then. And
Yeah,
that
alright.
is well. I can't talk now. And that is where we should take our first break for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, for those of you watching on the YouTubes, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and all the YouTube jazz. For everyone else, stay right where you are. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll be about in the chat. Feel free to message us, ask questions, or what have you. And we shall answer as best as we can. Bye-bye.